Hey guys, I only have a few minutes. Um, and if I cut out a few times in this recording, it's because I just have so much noise around me in the neighborhood that I live in that it's really hard not to just keep the video rolling. I have a neighbor who's working on his house now. He was working on it last time I made a video, but he's just like stapling and drilling and doing a whole bunch of things. And I have a lot of traffic also. Anyway, I'm gonna try not to be on here too long because um, I know sometimes these videos can get so long and maybe sometimes they get a little just redundant, especially when they exist in the echo chamber that is social media. What I wanted to talk about was Barack Obama. Oh, nothing new to say. Probably nothing new to say. Everything that you've already heard. Um, I heard him on the campaign trail last week, and the minute that I heard him, I was like, I gotta get out of this room. I gotta get out of this room. I can't listen to this. It was so insidious. What he did last week in a room full of black men who I'm not sure if they condoned that behavior, but there wasn't outright, uh, debate available until later on when social media had their outcry. The funny thing was, before I get into why I disagree with Barack Obama and why I find everything that he said to be insulting to people, in particular black men, the funniest thing, you can call it a coincidence if you want. A lot of people call these things coincidences or something else, but I believe he went on his speech um, last Thursday. And I'm telling you guys, on Wednesday, I popped into a thrift store, right? Just to look around. I like to look at books in there sometimes. And do you know I found some old books, okay? And they were all in the same section. So I don't know if it was like somebody's estate. Sorry, it's very windy. Or just, it just happened to be that these books were there for me. Because these are the things that I've been thinking about immensely lately. And you're not going to believe it. They're old, but they are, I've been thumbing through them. They are so relevant today that it was insane that I found these. The day before, Barack Obama decided to either be a Trojan horse or trick people into submission. I found this book called Propaganda. You guys, this book is excellent. I haven't read the whole thing, but it is really great. It gets in there. Very interesting. This one's very interesting. Family and Color in Jamaica. It talks about, the family unit, how it's comprised, the different people that lived in Jamaica in the 1950s, um, concubinage, the parishes, all the color system, the different color caste system. It's interesting. Invisible crises, what conglomerate control of media means. This one, information inequality. I found all those books on the same day, guys. I started reading them immediately. I can't read all of them right now, but I thought it was eerie. And then the next day, Barack Obama comes out and he gets into an audience of black men and he tells them basically that he is disappointed that there's not enough enthusiasm for brothers voting for Kamala Harris, and it's less what it was when he was running. And that his theory behind this bad turnout is that they don't want a woman. They don't want a woman in office. Um, I had to run out of the room for a second because I said I know he's not going there. Either he is purposely trying to tank her run, or he really thinks that he still has sway with people. Anyway, I have some notes. I'm just going to basically read you guys what I wrote, what I think. Okay, so what I said was that when he was talking about his theory as to why black men do not want to turn up for Kamala Harris, and he suggested that it was just because she was a woman. And then he also said that that basically they should know better because she's black, they're black. She went through the same struggles. Can you imagine? Oh, gosh. Listen, Barack Obama is completely dismissive of the reality of the situation. That's by design, in my opinion. Um, he wants the men to believe that they somehow are misogynistic themselves and not wanting to vote for women, when the reality is that there is a vast economic disparity going on between who he and Kamala Harris and other people that are really, really wealthy and benefit for running the government and having those positions, and regular people, a lot of them who are black men. He's dismissive because he thinks that and insulting because he thinks that they don't have enough intelligence to, even if they don't read all these books that I just showed you, to not know that they have less money now than they ever had for years. For years. There's an economic disconnect. The next thing, sorry, I have to look at my notes so I can keep myself in line. The next thing is he needs them to believe desperately that she grew up the way they grew up. Now, we know everybody doesn't grow up the same way. There are, different struggles. There are different economic struggles. However, the idea that you think that you could get people to believe, Barack Obama, that somebody that was as mobile as Kamala Harris's family was, they were able to move a lot. People can't even move up the street now without incurring costs that put them into debt for life. Back then, she was able to move in and out of the country. That does not come with no money. That does not happen with people that grow up middle to low class, economically wise. So that's not working. It's just not working. Going to private school versus going to public school, mobility versus being stuck, opportunities versus nothing in sight. How will you get these people to believe that she's the same as them, and if only they could see it, that they would vote for her, when the facts don't show that? The other thing that I found interesting that he does is that he assumes that I wouldn't say he assumes. What I say, he does this very sneaky thing where he tries to make them feel ashamed about being concerned about economics, which they are. I wouldn't say it's their I wouldn't say that is the primary concern, because there are so many things going on in the world right now. War, people dying from disease, famine, homelessness, inflation. There's so many things going on. So, of course, economics is at the forefront of discussion. But what he wants to do is he wants to put gender on top and act as if If he can just get them to feel ashamed, then they will neglect their self-interests, which have to do with how broke they are. That's the insidious part. Meanwhile, meanwhile, and Kamala Harris, and their family members, and probably their children, don't go a day without being economically secure. But he wants us, he wants black people, he wants black men, he wants other people that are poor to not have those thoughts. And if we start to have those thoughts, we're supposed to doubt that we're having them. Instead, replace them with, no, we're being misogynistic. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that Barack Obama is right and they are being misogynist. Let's just say for the sake of argument, then economics is not at the forefront of their minds. It is for elite people because that's how they got to be wealthy. Of course, they took various routes that many people will never take. But let's just say, for the sake of argument, that these people that he thinks are uneducated as to why they're voting the way they are voting, and they educate themselves and they do a little research, right? It would come from research. They would find out that Kamala Harris got many of her early positions not from merit, but from intimate connections to people that she was intimate with. That doesn't mean that since then she couldn't have done a good job. But many men, many women are very uncomfortable with hiring someone that got jobs because of who they were intimate with. It doesn't supply the proof necessary to show that you could do the job. Next. She comes from a very matriarchal family. I'm assuming men can research what that means, and we would have to look into how that has affected her, and then how it would affect the laws that she's interested in pursuing. Then they could see how she put away many black men in California, one of them who was innocent. They could see from the matriarchal family that there wasn't, that the man that she wants us to believe that was black wasn't present really most of the time that she was being raised. So there was not that influence there. We can see that she got her early jobs from dating black men, not marrying black men, not being really in the culture until she went to college. Now, this is just from research. This is not even from looking inside your pocket and seeing that you're broker than before. And then don't get me started on Nina Simone, which was very shocking to me because I love Nina Simone. So you might think, oh, well, why am I bringing up all these things? Because when people research, they might find these things too. And what they will find after is that these cases, True Love, that was the guy that had to sue to get money for being wrongly accused of a crime he didn't commit. Nina Simone, black woman. Oh, the truancies, the black women that were arrested for, their kids being absent. Black women. Nina Simone, black woman. True Love, black man. Anybody else that I can think of? Oh, black black men that help her get her careers. Do you see the theme here? Do you see the theme? The people that have been mostly affected by her bad policies have been black people. Yet he wants us to think that somehow she'll make good policies now. The policies that she made that affected Nina Simone, they protected the interests not of Nina Simone's estate, but the people that would benefit, the money. Her Nina Simone's granddaughter came out, and there are several articles about how they the helm, which was Kamala Harris, ripped off uh, the family of Nina Simone and left in charge a law firm. I forget which one it was, to basically do what they want with her music and her assets. That's her caring about black women's legacies, though. They're not benefiting. The family is not getting a penny of the music that Nina Simone made. They said it was because the mother mismanaged, even though the family tried to disprove that. By the time that they could, the legal system had already taken everything from them. True Love, he spent time in jail. The women that spent a little time in jail for truancy, though some of them had valid excuses, including a disabled child. The people that benefited from this was not black people. It was BlackRock and Sony. BlackRock owns about 9% of Sony. So whenever Nina Simone's music is played, or they make a movie, or they do anything, it's those people that benefit, not the black family. The people that benefited from people being jailed, from people being wrongly incarcerated, that's the prison system. They got the labor that they needed. It's just so many things that she has done that show the opposite of what Barack Obama is saying, and that's what makes it insidious. He wants people who know that their pockets are worse off than they were a few years ago, and that have also done the research to believe that they should go against their common sense and the research because he said so. And who is he? Who is he? He's not the person we thought he was, because he's another one. I'm not saying you can't make money, but I'm saying when you've made so much money and you're doing Netflix deals and now your wife is selling juice boxes and Doug Emhoff's grown his portfolio with BlackRock, so much so that now he can rub elbows with other people that his wife introduces him to. No, I don't. I don't think you know what we go through. I don't think that poorer black people can relate to you. I don't think that when you don't even throw them a bone, that they believe, even on a basic level, that you're for them. I don't think when they know that you had a spree of putting certain people that looked a certain way in jail, that they want to cozy up with you for a longer period of time, right? He was sitting up there mind twisting people as if he was still good at doing it. That time is over, okay? For me, it ended a long time ago. Let me tell you something. I can make another video about my disillusionment with Barack Obama. It won't be nice. Um, I find him to be one of the most disappointing people ever. Um, we know now how everything is connected. We know that Hillary Clinton was the Secretary of State for Obama, and then Tony West, I believe his name, Kamala Harris's brother-in-law, worked with Obama in the judicial system. We know that Kamala Harris's sister made policy. She was the policymaker for Hillary Clinton. So we know what the monopoly is here. Oh, and then one of Kamala Harris's granddaughters, the older one, she's also a lawyer. We see where they all went to school at. We see who helped who get in. The time for trickery is over. People are, yes, researching more and can come to their own conclusions. And you don't do yourself any service of insulting people to try to win them over. People trust themselves now more than they ever have. And you can't go back to doing those same old tricks. And honestly, it's embarrassing that you even tried. If you're not a Trojan horse, you should stop. You should stop thinking that people are interested in anything that you have to say. Because the old tactics no longer work. I did read something interesting in one of these books. They were talking about, remember how Hillary Clinton said that she wants to repeal, I think, Section 206 of, I don't know, the Telecommunications Act? Now, you know that that Telecommunications Act was signed into office by her husband, Bill Clinton, in 1996. And, you know, this is like their baby. The reality is that that law was originally supposed to protect children against the harmful effects, obviously, of pornography on the internet and obscenity, which, if that's what it was used for, I'm all for that. And it was. Now, Hillary Clinton, with the help of Bill, with the help of Obama, with the help of Kamala, with the help of Kamala's sister, with the help of Tony West, want to do away with that 206, because Hillary Clinton said that she wants basically more tightening of the internet. She wants more censorship. This all goes together. And the way Barack Obama spoke to those men, so that they would hear that, and then other people, it would have this domino effect maybe of other black men hearing that. That's all the same effort to get people to just shut up and get in line and think the way that they want to think. Get them in line to think the way he needs them to think, so he can get what he wants. And it's always this juicing that he does. Okay? This book was written in the 90s, 1996. The same year that the Section 206, I believe, was passed. It says here, the president's grasp of the new reality commands attention. This is what he says. Most important of all, information has become global and has become king of the global economy. In earlier history, wealth was measured in land, in gold, in oil, in machines. But today, the principal measure of our wealth is information. It's quality, it's quantity, and the speed with which we acquire it and adapt to it. That's what he said, Bill Clinton. Later on, it says, if in fact information has become the vital element in the world and domestic economy, the expansion of the information capability must confer increased and uncontested authority on those who have it. This conclusion reinforces a unilateralist position. You know what they want. And I'm not saying that other parties don't have similar agendas, because many of these laws that are passed are with the support of both parties. What I'm saying is vote the way you want. Vote for what interests you, not for what interests people that only look out for themselves. Because that's what they're doing. As soon as I stop making this video, as soon as you stop making your video, as soon as that person up the street stops making their video, and all the people all over the world, everybody goes back to their own life. For some, they go back to being hungrier, still homeless, still in war. Not them. They don't go back to that. Barack Obama's wife goes back to selling juice boxes so she can get even more money, though we're to believe that it's for our nutritious sake. And then he goes back to making movies on Netflix. The same with Kamala. The same with other politicians. All right, guys. Bye.